Your brain is powerful, but sometimes it runs on faulty software called cognitive distortions, irrational thought patterns that are like driving a car with a cracked windshield. They warp how you see yourself, others, and the world. Recognizing these patterns is the first step to breaking free from the anxiety and depression they can cause. Everyone falls into these thinking traps sometimes. The problem is when they become your default lens. The good news? You can unlearn these unhealthy patterns and see yourself and your life more clearly. Let's identify 10 of these common cognitive distortions. Number 1, all or nothing thinking, seeing things in extremes, as either total success or utter failure, no in between. 2, overgeneralizing, saying one bad moment represents an entire experience. One bad date and you think you'll always be alone. If you are using words like always, never, nothing, everything, you are probably overgeneralizing. 3, mental filtering, obsessing over a negative detail and ignoring all the positives. 4, mind reading, assuming you know what others are thinking or what their motives are. 5, catastrophizing, also known as fortune telling, expecting worst-case scenarios and turning small problems into a crisis. 6, personalization, blaming yourself excessively and often for things outside of your control. 7, should statements, holding yourself and others to impossible standards. I should always succeed. Or, this should never happen. 8, hindsight bias, thinking you should have known better at the time or done something different, when in reality you couldn't have known at the time. 9, emotional reasoning, thinking that because something feels true, it must be true. And 10, the fundamental attribution error, blaming a person instead of their situation, saying the cause of an event is due to a person's character rather than their situation. This might sound like, he showed up late today, he must be lazy. We shouldn't comment on people's character because we don't know their circumstances. Even though any of us can fall into the trap of these different cognitive distortions, we can also learn to spot them and change them for the better. The following strategies will help you change these distorted thoughts. Number 1, switch from a loss frame to a gain frame, such as saying, I'm disappointed the relationship didn't work out, but I learned a lot about myself. If we focus on an experience as a loss, it can lead to increased sadness or stress. But if we think about a difficult experience as a gain, we tend to feel more positive and hopeful. 2, consider other factors involved, not just yourself. Create a responsibility pie by thinking of an experience you feel guilty about. Then make a list of all the factors other than yourself that contributed to what happened. Then place a percentage next to each item for how much of the total 100% is due to that reason. Add them all up, then see how much of the pie diagram is left for you. You'll see your part of the responsibility is much smaller now. Even though it might feel like what happened is all your fault, this exercise helps you see that it's not. Number 3, worst, best, most likely. When worried about something, take a moment to think of the worst possible outcome. Then think about what the best possible outcome could be. The most likely outcome is probably somewhere in between these. This strategy can lower anxiety and help you plan for situations better. 4, don't assume, ask. Try not to get carried away with assumptions about why people do what they do or what they are thinking or feeling. Just ask them, and then decide how to respond. Even if you think you already know, you may be surprised, and it shows respect for others when you take a moment to hear them out. 5, consider more than just one explanation. We are usually quick to think of a reason for why something happened and immediately accept this first thought as true. Take a moment though to think of 2 or 3 other explanations. One of these other ideas will likely be more accurate than your first thought. 6, stay in the present moment. The more we dwell on the past, the more depressed we feel, and the more we dwell on the future, the more anxious we feel. In both cases, we lose sight of the present. By focusing on the present moment and how to take care of ourselves today, the healthier we can feel. And lastly, focus on what you can control. The more we dwell on things outside of our control, the more stressed we feel. But our mood is improved when we focus on what we can control. By implementing these strategies, you can modify these unhelpful cognitive distortions into healthier thinking.